Hey guys, happy Friday. This video is gonna be a bit of a mess because I am a bit of a mess, clearly. So, I just want to talk about the 4 stages of the awakening process. And when I say awakening, I mean the process of remembering who we really are, where we really came from, why we're really here, just remembering everything that we forgot when we came here. All of the things that I share about on my channel, this is stuff that all goes into the awakening process. People call it the ascension process. We are ascending vibrations. We are ascending into higher vibrations. The entire earth as a planet is ascending. So the ascension process, the spiritual awakening process, whatever you want to call it, there are 4 stages that you go through. And you don't just go through these stages and then you're done. You go through these stages, and then 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 you go through these stages, and it just continues until that you have purged out all the bad, and you are, this is the path to enlightenment. I mean, it's not going to be a pretty path. It's a long process, and there nothing ends. In the universe, everything is infinite. So if the end to one thing is really just the beginning of another, therefore the end does not exist. So like death, we consider the end, but like death is just a shift in consciousness. It's not an end to anything. You're just changing. Like, that's literally it. So this is the 4 stages that you might go through over and over. Obviously not the first one. The first one is unawareness. Having no idea what life really is, what reality is, who you are, that you are a higher vibrational being, that you are infinite, that everything in the universe is infinite, and we're all connected, and all that. Being totally unaware, just going through your autopilot life, doing the job you hate, paying the bills you hate, living the life you hate for no apparent reason, and never asking any question as to why. I mean, that's really sad, but that is how a lot of people have spent their lives and still will, even with this information coming out as it is. I pray that people become more open and more accepting to all of these new concepts. I know it's not the easiest sometimes. It's really hard to dump out everything you've ever believed and just believe something new. I totally get it. You really have to doubt everything in your life before you start this path, I believe. And once you hit the age of 25, it's statistically proven, or whatever, that once you hit the age of 25, it's the same as like that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, once you hit 25, you're the old dog, and it's really hard to teach you new tricks. And the best way to get through, the only way, they say, is through trauma. Like, significant trauma will get through to you and will, like, spark that awakening in you. But if you are any older than that, I mean, it's just hard to, to change something you've believed it for 25 years. Why would you change it now? I mean, I believe even earlier, because I'm only 23, and like, I think I feel like maybe not, okay, maybe not for me, but for other people my age, I see that it's already, like, we've already been in this stage, or in these beliefs for so long. Like, it is really hard to just dump it all. I mean, even with me, like, I went through a huge trauma, and it's still difficult, because like, you still have to get rid of all those old beliefs, and there are beliefs that you didn't even know you had or where they came from that will come up and come out. You will meet everything inside of you, and it's a lot, and it can be really, really exhausting. It can be frustrating, but there's a way to get through it. And we don't have an option. Like, we're ascending, whether you resist it or not. The less you resist it, the less painful it will be. But pain is inevitable. You can't have light without dark. You can't have happiness without pain, I mean, eventually we probably can, but not right now. So the 4 stages of awakening, the awakening process, and this is something I got from another YouTuber, Victor Odo. I can put him down in the box. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned him many times before. Really awesome YouTuber. He helps people through the ascension or awakening process. That's actually what he does. So if you want to go check out his videos, definitely do that. He's amazing. And whenever I'm feeling super lost, and like, you shouldn't ever go out seeking answers, because all the answers are inside of you. And when you're looking for them, you're creating lack. So I don't mean like, oh, I'm so lost, I don't know what to do, so I needed to go to him for help. Like, no one can help you except for yourself, because you have to experience everything on your own. So I just like to look to him for guidance. Like, it's nice to hear, oh, someone else is going through this too. I'm not crazy. This is totally normal. And the way he laid out these stages, I think, it was perfect. It makes so much sense. It resonated with me very well. So I'm just going to read these to you. Stage 1, like I said, unawareness, living your autopilot conditioned life, have no idea to anything, being totally oblivious. Stage 2 is waking up to that. And that doesn't necessarily mean everything changes. That just means you're starting to become aware that you are a higher vibrational, multidimensional being, and you have all these powers, and, you know, life is not what it seems. And that doesn't necessarily mean you can stop doing the things that you do. It just means that you're aware of it, because you've been doing these things all your life, or most of your life, whatever, you know. You've been doing them for so long that it's really hard to just quit, you know. It's like smoking your whole life and then trying to quit cold turkey. Like, I'm sure some people can do it, but it's hard. So, like, you can't just, it's not like you read a book and then you're enlightened, or you're through the process. It's not like that. It's a very long process. We're all going through it, resistance or not. We are all going through it, the entire planet. So it's just using these tools or listening to the way that other people word this stuff just makes it a little easier to understand, because your mind understands the concepts that you understand, okay? And these new concepts are beyond anything we've ever imagined. So it is very, very hard for your mind to just take this and throw everything out, you know? Like, it's a process. So when you start waking up to that, you're just aware of it. You start seeing, like, the things that you do, like, that you might never have even noticed that you do, but the more aware you become, the more you start to notice those little things, and you just start to notice how on autopilot you really were, like, all these little habits and weird things, or these cycles. Like, I have noticed so many cycles in my life. It's amazing. And, like, now, once you're aware of them, you can change them, and, like, that's wonderful. But number 3 is the mind retraining. So saying no to these cycles, to these conditioned beliefs, to anything that doesn't serve you, to these impulses to do those same things, which is your ego, which is the cycles. I mean, sorry. So, number 3 is taking that waking up, that awareness, and really putting it into action then. And saying, okay, I do this every day, so instead of doing this, I'm going to do something else. And you can do one thing a day. Just try one new thing, one different thing. And that's a good first step. That's amazing. It's just the littlest thing. If you go to the same coffee shop every morning, go to a different one. Or don't get coffee. Or, you know, take a different route. I mean, I take a different way to town every day. Like, I take my daughter to daycare, all this, I take different roads every day, and it just that little change makes you feel like you're not doing the same exact thing every day. You don't feel like, because once you notice you're in cycles, like for me anyways, now that I've noticed it, when I catch myself back in a cycle, it's so frustrating for me, which is part of going through this, because like I said, you go through these stages over and over, okay? You'll see something that you're doing, and it'll be really frustrating, because, like, maybe you can't get out of it. The impulse is still too strong to get out of it, so you just keep doing it. But then, like, the more you just, like, the more time, you know, it just takes time, and you gotta try a little bit. Sorry, I'm getting flustered, obviously. My brain's a lot going on today. So the fourth one is purging out all the conditioned patterns, I mean by that, and basically feeling free. So like, step one, you become aware. Let's say that I chew my nails really bad. Step two, I become aware of it. And I might go through the step one and step two multiple times before step three even occurs, because I could just randomly be chewing my nails and then I catch it, and there I was caught in stage one, but here I am in stage two now. And the more you become aware of that, the more I notice, oh, there I go doing it again, the more you'll be able to, overcome that. Because once you're aware, you can change it. And if you practice being aware, then you can change it every time. And then pretty soon you won't even be doing it anymore, right? So that's how this works. And then that's number 4. You've gotten rid of whatever it was, and now you can let in new. And that works with everything in your life. You can do one thing a day. You could do one thing a week. You could do one thing however long you want to take. You got all the time in the world. Time's not real. But, yeah, time is real here. It's a gift we were given to really let us sit down and figure things out. Because, at higher vibrations, time isn't there. Time is like a program running here on Earth. So everything is just there. So for us to have that time to really slow down and analyze things, observe things, really make our own decisions, like, that was a gift. That we looked at that as a gift before, now. And maybe you still do. That's cool. I'm just saying, for those of you who don't, like, time is actually on your side. It really is. It was a good thing. We needed it. Yeah. Anyways. So one thing to really help you, and this is all from Victor Odo. He made another video about, I don't remember what it was called, but it was finding peace through this awakening process. And he just basically says, let go and accept. You have to let go of the things you can't control, because you can look in the mirror and dislike it, what you're seeing, but if you argue with it, is that going to change it? No. It's not going to do anything except for affirm that what you're seeing you don't like, and you're creating more of that. So don't dwell on the things that don't serve you, that upset you. Don't get so caught up in it, okay? Just remember that all of this is happening for a reason. And when you feel those bad things, just let it be. Just let it out, and then let it go. Because that's you purging out these bad emotions. You don't have to attach yourself to that. Like, the last 2 days, I attached myself to this disgustingly uncomfortable emotion of just feeling uncomfortable and unsure. And I finally, after, taking a little bit of time by myself today, I did watch these couple videos just for a different perspective, That's really what it is. It's not help. It's a different perspective. It's a different way of looking at things. And I think so many people out there can provide a perspective that is different than our own. That if you don't like your perspective, you don't like that person's perspective, you don't like that person's perspective, like, it doesn't matter. You can find one that you do like. You can find a better one. There's always a better perspective out there until you find the best one, and then boom. Alright, there's my hair. But I'm hoping some of my perspectives help you guys a little bit, because a lot of these perspectives I did get from a lot of different people or books or whatever, but they've all helped me so much, and I know that they can help you. So basically, stop looking for answers, because the more you look, the more lack you create. So don't seek out the truths, because you hold the truths. And once you're silent and you stop making all this noise in your brain, then like you'll get the answers. It's just we're basically trying too hard. Way too hard, and trying for the wrong things. I mean, once this information is more public, I feel like it'll be a lot different, obviously, but I don't know. I'm about to start talking about stuff that doesn't matter, so I'm just gonna end this here. So just remember, like, you're gonna go through these stages. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be pretty. Just remember, let go. If it doesn't serve you, let go. If you don't like it, let go. If you don't want it in your life at this moment, let go, okay? And accept what is, Okay, just accept things for what they are. You don't overthink it. Don't make it anything that it's not. Just accept it, because if something's happening to you, you're supposed to learn something from it. So just know that, like, this, by getting all these emotions out, you're learning what you didn't like. You're learning, and by learning what you don't like, you learn what you do like. So by getting out all these bad emotions, you're learning so much, even if it doesn't feel like it. So just stay positive. Sorry. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, for always giving love and support. I love you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Peace out.